Amy asked me a question about her 8-month-old little girl who'd been sleep trained at around 6 months of age. And recently she's been waking up several times a night, particularly around 4 to 5 o'clock. And she's struggling to get her back to sleep and has resorted to putting her in the bed and feeding her. And previously she was having several feeds a night, but had slept through for a few nights. So I said that I'd answer this question for her on Instagram. So the first thing to look at, Amy, is body temperature. Is she waking up because she's cold? It's a classic time of night to wake up when babies drop their temperature, which is 3 to 4 a.m. And they lose their body heat 4 times as fast as an adult. And they have a worse temperature regulating centre than what a newborn baby does. Now you need to check the temperature by feeling their hands, feeling up their sleeves, their arms, and feeling their chest. Parents traditionally check their temperature by feeling the head, the neck, or the back of the neck. This doesn't give you a core temperature. Your core is where all your essential organs are. And that's the bit that we need to keep toasty warm. So when you feel her, she should feel really toasty warm. Now, most parents are using cotton sleepwear. Cotton sleepwear is the worst heat retainer. It just lets heat go, okay? Your best heat retainer is wool, and in particular merino wool. It's a far superior sleepwear solution. I'm a huge fan of merino wool, and particularly Hello Night Kids. You need to layer in merino wool, and particularly having layers next to the skin. So I'd go for a singlet in merino wool. I'd go for a PJ layer set, long sleeves in merino wool. I'd do a sleep suit, which has got the legs in, not the sleeping bag. And then lastly, I'd do the body warming vest on top. All this is beautiful quality merino wool. Merino wool, it's great for sensitive skin, for eczema prone skin. It is the best heat retainer, bar none. And I'd look at layers rather than, we don't look at togs. Cotton looks at togs, merino is layering. I'd also put socks on the feet. You lose heat from your head, your hands and your feet, okay? So we need to put some good quality socks on her, wool preferably. And, you know, looking at nextly, second thing is diet. Is she having the right combination of nutrients? So she should be having a balance of nutrients, energy dense in particular. So you're looking at your pie chart, 50% should be good fats, 40% carbs, 10% protein. So fruit and veg are very much a frippery, so they shouldn't be the hero of the dish. And so many of the children that I meet are on lots of fruit, lots of veg and lots of yoghurt. They are not going to help sleep. So I'll be looking at putting things like butter, I'll be looking cream, cheese, coconut oil, and plenty of it. So for a cup worth of food, you'll be looking at 1 to 2 tablespoons of added good fats. When you've got lots of good fats, you've got good brain growth. 90% of your brain is grown by the age of 3. It's made of fat, it needs fat to grow. And it also makes the body alkaline, which is anti-inflammatory. So diet is key, and that nutrient-dense diet is essential. And particularly getting breakfast right and getting the evening meal right, giving dessert after main for lunch and evening meal, so like a chia pudding or a rice pudding. And for your breakfast, avoid yogurt. Yogurt is a disaster for sleep. Don't give yogurt before bed or at breakfast or before a nap. And lastly, looking at the sleep training method. So at around 8 months, they're going through separation anxiety where she's learned to be separate for the last time. And the problem is, once you leave the room, they feel abandoned. And that separation at night is longer than what the separation is in the day. And so around 5 o'clock, that cortisol is at its highest in the 24-hour period. And the melatonin, the sleep hormone, is at its lowest. And so when you put them down for bed at night time, they can feel abandoned at this age. She's not abandoned, but she feels abandoned. And that's why they wake around 4 to 5 o'clock. And also you've got light sleep at this time. So I'll be looking at a sleep training method where you stay in the room. I use a method called Magic Presence to settle them. No patting, no shushing, and none of these things that control emotions, okay? We need to teach her to self-settle, but it's about being present, and your presence is the key to all of this. So that would be my recipe for getting you a good night's sleep. And until this has been imprinted by 7 to 10 days, and I say generally around 2 weeks, it is not a learned behaviour. So if you've had a sleep through the odd night or 2 or maybe 3 nights, it's not imprinted, Amy. We need to get at least 7 to 10 days of this happening. So can't wait to hear how you go. So good luck.